All right, let's talk about something that's been around forever, but can still feel a little, well, confusing. We're going to demystify life insurance today. We're going to break down why so many people see it as this critical financial safety net and, how it actually works.
But first, let me just ask you this. What if you could snap your fingers and create a financial cushion for the people you care about most? I mean, instantly. It's a pretty powerful thought, right? And honestly, that's the core idea behind everything we're about to get into.
Okay, so before we jump into the solution, we really need to get a handle on the problem it's trying to solve. And it's a problem that's, well, it's about as personal as it gets.
Now, I know this sounds a bit heavy, but it's a real-world risk that any good financial plan has to think about. We're talking about things like covering the mortgage, paying for college, or just making sure your partner doesn't have to worry about money. The financial ripple effect of a life ending too soon is the risk we're all looking at. That's the big why behind this whole conversation.
So if that's the fundamental problem, what's the big idea that solves it? Let's dive into the nuts and bolts of how life insurance really works. It's actually a pretty elegant concept. At its heart, life insurance is basically a risk swap. You're taking that huge, unpredictable financial risk we just talked about, and you're transferring it from your family's shoulders to an insurance company. You pay them a small, predictable amount of money, a premium, and in exchange, they take on that giant, scary what-if for you.
Now, this phrase, an immediate estate, is so important. What does that even mean? Well, think about it. Let's say you want to leave your family $500,000. Saving that up could take your whole life. But with a life insurance policy from the very first day it's active, that entire amount is basically created. It's there, ready to go if the worst happens. It's like creating a financial legacy in an instant.
Okay, so that's the big idea. Now, how does that idea actually show up in the real world? Let's look at the different kinds of policies you'll run into. And don't worry, it's probably simpler than you think.
So here's the first thing you gotta know. This isn't like buying car insurance where policies are pretty standard. Life insurance is much more like getting a suit custom tailored. It's built from a few key components, which means it can be shaped to fit your specific needs, your life.
And that brings us to the biggest fork in the road. On one side, you have term life. The easiest way to think of this is like you're renting protection for a set amount of time, say for the 30 years you're paying off your mortgage. Then on the other side, you have permanent life, which, as the name suggests, is built to last your entire life. That's really the most fundamental choice you're going to face.
Now, beyond that main choice, there are a few other ways these policies get categorized. For instance, group coverage is usually what you get from work, while individual is what you buy for yourself. A policy can be fixed, where the payout is a set dollar amount, or variable, where it's tied to investments. And some policies get really specific, designed just for burial costs or to pay off a single loan. These are all just more ways to fine-tune that custom-tailored suit.
Okay, let's just zoom out for a second and look at how all of this fits into your overall financial picture and why any of this really matters.
The bottom line is this: life insurance is not some new thing. For more than 100 years, it's been a bedrock of solid financial planning. It's all about creating certainty in a world that is anything but. It's a powerful tool designed for one reason: to protect the people you care about.
And that, of course, leads us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. Now that you get the what and the why, the real question is for you. Where does this powerful tool fit in your financial toolkit? Figuring that out is the first real step you can take toward building a more secure future for you and your family.